Yo, what's cracking, guys? Faison here, and today I'm bringing you guys something a little different. As I've mentioned in a couple other videos, last weekend, or maybe it was the weekend before now, it's been a minute, me and some buddies got top 4 in PAK and FARFA's 3v3 Master Duel tournament hosted by Luxury Gaming. Day 1, I was actually able to lead my team to a 7-0 finish, and I was on stream in a feature match when doing so. So it was super fun. I got to play the mirror, which, I have super strong feelings about the mirror, so it would have been pretty embarrassing if I lost it on stream. But let's go ahead and get right into it. I'm going to go ahead and pause as we go just to explain my choices and like why I was doing what I was doing.
And you can put your opponent not playing anything real, but you only do that if like... Oh my god, okay. Wow, demise. Set 5.
Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and set 5 and pass. We have a Conquistador engraved that's going to start cycling right away.
A trap mirror? I'm going to fast forward this. Ellis mirrors are actually they're pretty skillful actually.
And we're going to turn that Conk into another Sanguine, so I still have access to Sanguine here.
It's actually very easy.
He's going to summon his Lord, and I'm going to activate Conk on summon. He's going to chain Torrential. And here, I think you can make a criticism of the way I played this. I decided to try to clear that Lord right away. If I wanted to better play around Torrential, I should have waited until I redeclared, so we're no longer in the chain of summon, because you cannot use Torrential Tribute on the summon of a Conquistador if the Conquistador pops a card, just because the last action to happen was not a summon, right? And, the thing is, I wasn't really playing around it because first of all, I didn't think he would use it. I didn't think it mattered that much, because using Torrential to blow up a Lord on your opponent's turn is like 9 out of 10 times pretty bad. Because what happens is I might lose out on that 2,500 damage I would have had, but I get to cycle my Lord and it's going to be buffed up, which is going to be a bigger problem for him. But either way, we get in for that big 500.
Okay. That makes no sense. Yeah, the thing is, people are just activating cards.
Yeah, and so as he properly notes, it's really dumb for him to use the card that way. He's going to go ahead and Lava Golem on my board, and then Lord effect target Sanguine. He knew this was a Sanguine. This was a huge misplay. There's no point of ever targeting that Sanguine unless you have instant removal for the Lord. But yeah, go ahead and note that I actually used the Sanguine to bring back the Lord from grave. The reason I didn't do the one from deck is because in the mirror, you never want to set up 2 Lords in grave, because what happens is you summon your first Lord with his own effect, or a Sanguine or whatever. Your opponent activates Ice Dragon's Prison, targets the other Lord. If you don't have like a Judgment or a Sanguine or a White Destiny to bring it back in that same chain, he's going to banish both Lords, you lose instantly. And so the way that I typically like to play the mirror is I cycle that same Lord from the graveyard again and again, unless I'm either pushing for game or the first one gets banished.
Yeah, like
he's going to summon back the Lord and clear mine.
Why did he attack that? I guess
yeah.
Both Lords in the graveyard?
I think as PAK properly notes here, clearing the Lord here doesn't really do much. You might as well just clear the Lava Golem. Like, I do take damage off of the Lava Golem effect, but it doesn't really do much.
Nice.
We're going to use Lord effects and Skill Drain. He's going to chain the Hawk Harrow. I knew the Hawk Harrow was there. I just couldn't really do anything about it. There's no way to play around it, so I figured I might as well just force it out early and start cycling again. And at this point, I have a Hawk Harrow and Sanguine myself, and he uses his Sanguine, so it cycles more, and so he gets into another Lord. I actually think this might be his 3rd Lord, but yeah.
Win this matchup, I think. Punishment didn't do nothing. Why did you play that?
So, to explain myself here, PAK claims that the punishment doesn't do anything, and I have to respectfully disagree. I know that I have a Sanguine and a Hawk Harrow set, right? And the reason you want to punishment here is because punishment is the only card I have that can check for that back row. And so by using the punishment to clear 1 Lord and pop the back row, because it is not really worth it to my opponent in this game state to use the Judgment just to protect a Lord, because he's going to cycle that Lord anyways, right? And so Judgment would, on the other hand, make my life very difficult if I was to try to Hawk Harrow Sanguine his board away, and he was able to Judgment the Sanguine. And so we're checking for cards like Judgment, and alternatively, for all we know, he could have been on Infinite Impermanence in that column, which would have yielded a similar problem. So we're definitely just trying to make him play with cards that we know, because it's easier to deal with an opponent who is taking lines that you already like see ahead of time rather than playing around unknowns. And so here, because of that, we don't know what the card in hand is, but we can presume that it is not a useless spell or trap, because he would have set it and sent it off of Eldritch. So instead, he uses the Scarlet Sanguine, gets into Conk, and then sends that Conk. And the reason this is really good for us is because now he doesn't have Conk cycling next turn. That Conk is going to turn into a Sanguine, not another Conquistador or a Hakero. And so we're going to chain the Hakero and the Sanguine. And because the card in hand is not Ash Blossom, he's playing Eldritch. We're not playing around Ash Blossom. The chances of him like playing that card is just so slim. We're gonna go ahead and banish the Lord Engrave. And when he goes to clear the Hakero, I'm gonna go ahead and Conk pop it. And he's going to set one card and cycle into a White Destiny and a Sanguine. He's gonna go ahead and use the White Destiny early.
No one set Hakero. You just like lose like so much stuff for free.
We're gonna go ahead and clear it.
Why didn't he switch his other stuff to attack mode? What? Play around what? Mirror Force? That's like not even a thing. You know almost all his back row.
So PAK is right here that I do know almost all his back row, but the reason we don't switch the other stuff to attack mode is because we know for a fact he has to use that Sanguine by the end of his turn, right? Because if he doesn't, he's going to be a turn behind in terms of cycling his Eldritch Spell and traps. He's going to lose the tempo game, so he's effectively forced to use it. Because he's forced to use it, there's no reason for me to force it out in battle phase. And if I switch any of my stuff into attack mode to try to force it out, he's going to activate it in the battle phase, but now I've left my monsters in attack mode, which makes me more susceptible to take damage. And I'm expecting this game to be quite a grind game because Eldritch Mirrors in this like kind of game state tend to grind out quite far. I don't want to be taking unnecessary damage. It doesn't do anything for me. And because I used Dogmatic Punishment last turn, I can't turn my monsters into like a Lina to summon it back or a Pleiades to bounce it back. So there's no way to change the board state other than this in the end, except some of my monsters might be in attack mode, which doesn't actually yield me any benefit. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and let him use that. What? He's going to go ahead and Lava Golem away my board again. And now I'm in kind of a weird situation, because I'm on a 3-turn timer.
He's going to lose his own Lava Golem. He's actually... wow. Used too much of his traps early. Burn Lich? I mean... it does not work that way, unfortunately. Decided not to battle phase.
And so he's going to go to clear my Hakero here. And I can't really do much about it, but we're going to go ahead and start cycling that back into a Sanguine.
Okay. What's up, Gavin? What's up, bro?
And he's going to chain, or rather cycle his Sanguine into a Hakero here, which is absolutely correct on his part, because if he banishes my second Lord and I'm not playing the third, which I'm not, the game is over. And that White Destiny is going to go ahead and become a Conquistador.
Seems like they're both still in the game. I think Fazan has probably an OTK next turn, right? Depending on what he draws. Semi-phase is gonna take 1,000 from both.
And so now we're on a 2-turn timer. And in main phase, I'm going to attempt to bring that Lord back. Yeah, and he's going to chain his Hawk Arrow.
Wow, this is crazy.
We're going to send that Eldland.
Wait, why didn't he activate that?
The reason I didn't activate the Eldland here is because I am actually out of Eldritch Traps. There is not a single target. Oh my god,
the guy lost both his Lords. Does he play 3? Because he's about to lose a game if he doesn't have Lord access anymore.
And we're going to go ahead and Judgment that Hawk Arrow. This is forced. At this point, as long as that unknown set card in the far right is not a Judgment, I think I've won the game.
This should be, like... This is crazy. Oh my god. Let's see how he does it.
So at this point, I'm thinking he's going to use a Conquistador to pop one of my Lava Golems. I'm going to go into battle, clear his Lord, attack directly with the remaining Lava Golem. I have a Hawk Arrow set, so I'm going to banish his second Lord, and then go into a Lina, bring back the Lord, and just sit on a Lord or a Gustav, and push for game next turn, because that Lord is going to remain a material on the Gustav max. But something really funny here happens. I was really frustrated when I watched the VOD initially, but I realize now that it actually won me the game. PAK gives input on what my opponent should do, and my opponent is listening to the stream. And you can tell based on the behavior that he initially was going to do something else and then changed his mind last second.
See what happens. Yeah, it's like 500 off, because this right now it's like 7,000 if everything connects. Wait, guys. If Dorcas stalls, he's going to win, because the Lava Golem will burn 2,000 next turn, guys. Oh my god.
Yeah, and PAK's totally correct here. Thankfully,
just,
it's something I was already considering, and I'm not going to lose to my own Lava Golems. That would be a very sad way to go.
Pepe laugh. Yo. Yeah, the judgment was not good. Oh, Conks. He's on. Please keep the Lava Golem up. No way. This guy is playing bad right now.
Yeah, so right here is where you can tell that my opponent's listening to the stream.
Conk your own Eldritch to take
because if you notice, the priority right here passes back to me, which means he summoned the Conquistador but decided not to pop anything.
Does he torrential on res?
And he's not going to torrential on res him. So my opponent was going to pop a Lava Golem, so he took less damage, but he decided not to because PAK told him it was a bad idea. And I think that had he known my extra deck, he wouldn't have thought it's a bad idea, because this actually puts me in kill range, which is fantastic for me. I suppose he also couldn't have known about my set Hawk Arrow. But my opponent currently has 2 Eldritch in grave and 1 banished, so we're going to go ahead and use the Hawk Arrow here. And here I take a minute just because I'm sitting there making sure I'm not miscounting my damage. Because it would be very embarrassing to overextend and lose in this simplified game state when I have game.
Can he link him off? I don't think he has a link. Like, I think the BLS thing needs... Oh my god, I don't think he has an out. He needs to out his own Lava Golem. How is he doing it? Does he have Sanguine to set? There's a Sanguine down there. Dude, if he can Sanguine conk his own card, he has a chance.
Unfortunately, I do not have a Sanguine
remaining.
the
BLS link. Yeah. You need 3 different names, I think, right?
Yeah, so at the time of this game, I wasn't actually playing the BLS link. I have now since added it, but at the same time, the BLS link doesn't do anything here. It just stalls the game out. I can actually... the 2 plays I have always revolve around Lina if I have access here.
Oh my god, is that what we're gonna see?
Because I either summon back the Lina and sit on his Lord, which is a problem for him because he has no access to his last Golem Lord, or I turn these 2 into a Gustav as long as I have not banished it off of an Extrav, and
easy clap,
just push for game. And the reason using the Conquistador to pop a Lava Golem was correct is because he would have had 3,000 more life here, which means Gustav would not have been game.
Yo! Outplayed. Yo, that was crazy. That play was nice. That play was creamy. Okay, they have one more team.
So yeah, I hope that kind of gives you guys an idea of my thought process going into the game. I hope explaining some of my decisions and choices made it seem like my plays were less bad, because I really do think that I played this quite fine. But yeah, overall, like I said, the tournament went fantastic. I think me and my team did very well, and super proud of them for like playing the way they did. It was super fun, and I'd love to do more of them. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys had a chance to check out the game live, and make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe, because it really helps me figure out what I'm doing right and what I'm doing wrong, and it helps me stay motivated to keep making videos for y'all. So I'll catch you guys later. Peace.